Howdy, Art. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. Hello, 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 hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay.
I just had it on the wrong. I had it on the audio that goes with the camera, whereas I needed to put it on the headset. So,
So many settings.
is this virtual today?
Yep. Yeah.
I thought I thought we were having a live session today. Okay, well,
No, we had, what was it, the second? No, it wasn't the second. It was the 6th and the 13th were our in-person meetings.
okay.
And I'm guessing on the 13th you were on a plane somewhere.
I was just off of a plane, but I took something to relax me, and it relaxed me. So,
Yep. I figured as much because the meeting before that you had said that you were coming back. So
yeah, I'm actually we're here for the duration now. We're in the process of selling a house in California
mm, okay.
and moving back here.
Okay. There's I'm of two thoughts of that because it gets cold here.
Oh, I'm well aware of that. Keep, keep in mind, I was born in Columbus, so
Yeah. Well, I was born here. I mean, in Middletown, but the cold the
excuse
cold
me.
the cold can get to me.
Well, that's too true. On the other hand, there are some disadvantages to California also.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, well, I could think of a few of those too. So, but
but at any rate, we own right now, we own two houses, and it got to the point where tripping back and forth 2 or 3 times a year and maintaining two houses and so forth and so on was a bit overwhelming for us senior citizens. So
yeah,
we decided we should consolidate to one, and Ohio, Cincinnati got the nod. We have kids in three locations, two in the Bay Area and one in the Cincinnati area. Actually, not Cincinnati area, Cincinnati period. So,
okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I have met oh probably 2 or 3 dozen people that have moved from California to here, mostly because of their work, but all of them have been it's cheaper here. So,
well, housing certainly is. Um, The other costs, clothing and furniture
Yeah.
and food and so forth and so on are about the same. Um, I mean, let's face it, you buy most of your stuff from Amazon, so they don't say, are you buying it for Ohio or are you buying it for California? And
Do do you live somewhere cheap or do you live somewhere expensive?
yeah, I think the military does that to some degree, don't they?
Um, well, our bases, at least at the time I was in, they've all got the exchange, and for the most part, it's cheaper to buy something in the exchange, but it's also tax free, duty free. So,
Yeah,
um, it kind of depends on what you're buying. Um, but if you look at the whole entire price with tax and everything, it's usually cheaper to buy it at the base.
okay.
Um,
But I thought your housing
uh,
allowance adjusted for different parts of the country.
yes, well, again, it kind of depends on what you want to do. There's some options because there's base housing, there's on base housing, which is 100% free, but you don't get a stipend or anything for it. Then there's base housing, which you can get a small stipend to help with some expenses there. Um, and then there's off base, not not owned by the military housing, which is expensive, but they don't cover the whole cost for it. I don't
Hmm,
think.
okay,
I think they cover 75 or 85% of it or something like that.
I see.
It's definitely cheaper, but it kind of depends on what you want to do. I when I was in, I always lived either on base or at base housing. So, we always got, well, we mostly got a small stipend to help pay for the electric and that kind of stuff.
I see.
So it's not entirely free, but it's a whole lot cheaper than if you lived anywhere else.
Okay,
Um, and it's the same with food. They give you a stipend for food. And if you live off base, you get a slightly larger stipend. But if you live on base, um, you're basically expected to go and eat at the commissary.
I see.
And you can get whatever you want. It's free. But that's, if I wanted to eat at McDonald's one day and I lived on base, I'm paying for the McDonald's.
Okay,
I'm not getting that for free from them. But I do get, if I lived off base, we got a small stipend for to help with the groceries and that kind of stuff. So again, it's not 100% free, but it's pretty good. It's a pretty good deal.
uh-huh.
So, but I know some part of that has changed over the years too, but I'm not real sure what's changed.
Okay. So, what's on the agenda for today?
I got nothing.
Okay.
Um, eh, it's kind of almost the holiday season. Well, next week, and we've been running around with Pat. We just did. Patty just did Thanksgiving dinner at one of the grandkids' schools. Um,
Thanksgiving dinner.
at at their They're in middle school now, so they had Thanksgiving dinner for it. That was a weird situation too. They were only allowed to bring one adult.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, I'm not real sure. So Patty went because I am not really a big fan of Thanksgiving dinner. I'd much rather eat a pizza.
Okay.
So,
So, Steve,
Well, hello,
how you doing?
I'm well.
What is the background?
Oh, that's the background from Dr. Strangelove.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Only because I found it and went, yeah, that one's kind of cool. There, that's the real background
Okay. Okay, that looks familiar.
with my newly purchased little
oh,
thing. It's got adjustable color, which is surprisingly useful. Um, Goes from a very white to, well, that's intensity, kind of a pink to a very blue.
Uh-huh.
It's handy. Come on, turn off.
And what's the magnification of the lens?
Um,
That 5x something like that?
Yeah, at least five, might be eight or so.
That's not adjustable, I assume.
No,
Okay.
no, it's only a single lens, but I
Okay.
can't read squat anymore, so
I don't
needed a.
know. I find the print is getting finer and finer over the years. I have a hard time reading paper and ink books because I don't know, they may be printing them with finer fonts, I don't know, but I find it difficult to read paper and ink books. I really like ebooks because you can adjust everything. Um, and
Yep.
I for fiction I get them mostly through one of the libraries that has an online. For example, I use Claremont County uh, ebooks. There's a couple of nice things about that. Number one, and most importantly, you don't have to remember to take them back. They just automatically evaporate at the end of the 21 days. And when I was a kid, I, the fines those days I think were a penny a day or something like that. And I ran up a heck of a tab, you know, but
yeah.
but it's much more convenient. You just log in and go pick a book. Now, it's not very good for anything technical, but it's really technical. But it's great for fiction. For fiction,
I don't know.
yeah,
I got my first Kindle just to put repair manuals on.
really.
I had one of the early ones, I think a Kindle 2 that had the little keyboard on the bottom, and
Oh,
it was about an
okay.
8-inch screen. It was bigger than my current Kindle.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you could type on it, and it was like 3.5 minutes to jailbreak. So
Huh.
I I had an SSH server running on it, and I could rsync a folder to it, and I had tens of thousands of pages of HP printer manuals and breakdown stuff, and it was searchable. I liked it. And now I've got a newer Kindle, I think a Kindle 5, and I can't jailbreak the damn thing. I've been trying. It I've had it disconnected from the internet now for over a year, and I was going to try it again today because every so often, if you've got an older version of a kernel or older version of update, you can jailbreak them
Uh-huh.
and then never update it again.
Barbara has a Kindle that she has a number of authors that she follows. And so the thing about that is she gets notices of when new books are available for that particular author, and it's very handy. And it's a heck of a lot more handy than carrying around a stack of books at this high. So uh, so she can take it with her any place, drop it in her purse, and so forth and so on.
Yep.
Uh, my first ebook was, who made that stupid thing? It used a weird proprietary format. Only Windows software would convert whatever to it. Little tiny screen, looked more like a PDA than a
Ebook.
ebook. Um,
So so well, Sony had one for a while, and Borders had one. I forget what it was called.
one
Um,
one of them was the Nook, I think.
the Nook is, I believe, is Borders, and then of course Amazon did the Kindle, and I mean they just walked away with the market by doing that.
Well, Sony, my second ebook was a Sony, and I bought it specifically because it would do EPUBs and text and PDFs. It
Yeah.
it was not good with PDFs. It it was too slow. Um, I mean, it would eventually render the PDFs, but it was just too slow. My second Sony was a bit better with PDFs. It was still a little on the slow side. But my Kobos, both of those, they don't have a problem with PDFs. They'll just render them like that. Just
Now, who makes that, or where's that from?
Kobo.
Yeah.
Um,
They're just their own thing.
yeah,
Oh,
KOBE or KOBO. So
Kobo, Kobo. So when Sony stopped producing them, Kobo apparently either bought up whatever Sony had left or something. Anyway, I got the last firmware update that I got for the thing was a Kobo update, and it changed the bookstore from the Sony bookstore to the Kobo bookstore, and did a bunch of other stuff to update that. So I guess technically I have been on a Kobo for many years. My poor Sony, it started uh, uh, memory problems. It just started not opening books, and it started doing weird stuff, and some of the files when it would open they would be corrupt. It was just scrambled mess.
mm-hmm.
Um, I figure either I don't know. I think it's a memory problem with it. When it works fine, but it doesn't work.
It,
It doesn't work most of the time.
So you think the flash memory is
Yeah,
died?
I think the
It might.
Flash, but look, it's that particular one. I think I bought it in 2013,
Oh, that's been a while.
and up until last year is when it started acting really, really dumb and really doing strange stuff. So it's lasted a good long time. It's just, yeah, I think the flash memory is bit the dust. And
Well, it's interesting. I don't have a Kindle, and I tend to read on uh, the big screen, so to speak. Basically, I uh, I'm either getting from the library or from the Kindle repository at Amazon or whatever, and I read it on my main screen here, and it works really well. Um, the Amazon, any Amazon books you either own or borrow, you can, oh, that's cool. Kobo Clara.
yep, that's
BW stands for black and white or
black
what?
and white. Yep, because I
Okay.
also have the Kobo Clara color.
Huh. Okay.
It's the exact same thing with a color panel.
Interesting.
And a more expensive price. They've
Yeah,
went
well, of
they
course.
went they went up in price too. When I bought them, I think I paid 130 for the color model and 100 a flat straight up 100 for the black and white model. So they're good readers. They really are. And Kobo makes this is a 7-inch display. Kobo makes them that are bigger. So, and of course, it's the ink or e paper display, so it's
Uh-huh.
very, very good on the eyes. Um, the color model is really good for like magazines and comic books and that kind of stuff. Anything where you need to see some color.
Okay.
But I I like them. Um, and they're um of course they want you to buy books from the Kobo bookstore, but they don't force you to do that. You can pretty much load any book onto it any any way you want to read, except for the Amazon books.
Oh,
You can't
you,
load the Kindle stuff on there.
interesting. The
Yeah,
Amazon format works fine on when I'm reading them on the screen here, and it also works fine on my
on the phone.
on the phone. The only thing is on the phone you got such a small screen that
Yeah,
it's kind of annoying. But
yeah.
at any rate, now what's that one?
This is
That
a Kindle 5, I think. I don't know.
uh
It's kind of neat in that it has a fairly dim backlight. You can actually read this thing. Yeah, same thing.
There it is.
You can read it
Yeah, except this
in
is
bed at night.
Julie's.
Do what, Mike?
That's Julie's, not mine.
okay.
I have to comment. Julie is a rapid and prolific reader. I just came up from downstairs. She said, "Oh yeah, these library books. I go through a couple a day. They're only 300 pages."
Damn. and it has a backlight you can turn on, which
Yeah.
is kind of handy. It's still an e-ink display, but it's e-ink with a backlight
Yeah.
that I generally leave. And it's got a range of what, 1 to 24, and I generally leave it about 5. And it'll go a week, maybe 2 on a charge then. If I turn it
Mm.
off all the way, it'll go, I don't
For,
know, more,
for,
2 or
for
3
a
weeks at
really long
least.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The Kobos both have that backlight thing to them.
Hmm.
It, the Sony I had did not, which meant you can't read it, if you're laying down to bed or whatever and the lights are off, you need some light to make it work. But the
Uh-huh.
Kobos, I don't have a problem with even putting it on the one setting. It's bright enough to see the screen. I usually leave mine turned off because I'd much rather have the battery life than the light. But yeah, they're great devices.
I had a Kobo and I was kind of impressed. I opened it up and its firmware and storage was all on a little micro SD card, which was difficult to get out, but I did finally manage
Yep.
and was able to do a DD backup of it.
I
The
would
I,
expect no less.
I wish this thing had that.
the one of the that's one of the limitations of this one that I've got. It doesn't have a whole lot of flash storage, but most of your books are small anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, that's true.
But and it doesn't have an external SD card, which the Sony had an external SD card. But somebody opened it up and apparently it's just a micro SD card and they popped out the 2 gig card that's in there and put a 16 gig card in and it was happy as a clam. It just
Yep.
just worked. I'm like,
Well, 16 gig is a lot of books.
well,
Yeah.
that's what I said. You must really want to read something if you've got 16 gigs.
Yeah. I think my first Kindle was 256 megabytes.
Yeah.
And I had, again, tens of thousands of pages of
Yeah.
drawings in it, all as zip files, or not zip, as PDF files.
Yeah.
Well, that first thing that I had, it was less than that. It was maybe 32 meg. I mean, it was tiny, but it would hold a couple hundred books after you convert it to its weird proprietary format.
So the conversion was via
Uh,
what?
there they it came with software, it came with a dock. You plugged it in. It didn't have it didn't show up as a flash device or anything. You plugged it into I think it was Windows 3.1 and it really hated it when I went to Windows 98 and it hated it even more when I went past that. But you plugged it in, you synced it to this thing, you drop whatever file you wanted to read onto it, and basically it turned it into a text file.
Huh.
Um, like a rich text file or something. It had some formatting to it, but it was a weird proprietary thing that they came up with,
Well,
and
What about illustrations and stuff? Did
No,
those convert over?
nope, 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 nope. It was strictly 100% text.
Nice.
Yeah. So it was not good for tech manuals or schematics or any of the fun stuff that,
We take for granted
yeah.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was also a lot cheaper than, see, I think Sony had released one about the same time as that one. And I'm sure at the time I was just price shopping. I wasn't comparing features or any of that other stuff. And I realized quickly that the Sony was a better device. It also was a bigger screen, but uh, you know, just drag and drop files over, and the Sony went, okay, I either know what to do with these files or I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I regret that I never got one of the Sonys. Some of those had 11-inch screens on them too.
Yeah, yeah. I've always had 7-inch e-readers, except for that my first one with, I don't know, that thing was probably 3-inch, 3.5-inch screen. It was a tiny little sucker. It worked. It did what it was supposed to do, and if you wanted to read, there you go. You could read on this teeny tiny little screen. The worst part about that one was that when you took the batteries out, it completely lost everything. You would have to go back and resync all your files again. So you get into a habit of syncing first before you replace the batteries, and then syncing again, because you would save bookmarks and places and everything. And if you pulled the batteries, it would lose all that stuff.
So this had replaceable batteries.
Yep.
So it didn't have a,
Nope.
okay.
No. No. It. I wish I could remember who made it, because it was sad.
Yeah, it worked okay. It was a small device, but that 9-volt lantern battery kind of bulked it up.
Oh, 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 oh. I think this is it. Let's see.
Let's see.
The e-bookman.
Ah, Franklin did a few interesting things.
It was really more of a PDA than
Yeah, that had Palm OS in it, it looks like.
Yeah.
Or it was meant to look like it had Palm
it.
OS.
I think it was meant to look like it had Palm OS. Uh,
Two AAA batteries and 200 by 240 graphics.
yep. Now it did play MP3s, and it did something else, but oh, it was worse than I thought. 16 megs or 8 megs. I mean, it was sad. It was a sad little device.
The MMC expansion port, was that on the back? Like a 24-pin edge connector, about the size of one of the small matchboxes.
I don't remember mine having that.
I had a handspring visor that had a slot on the back, and you could put some interesting stuff in there. It was a actual bus port. You could get a serial port for it or a VGA card that slipped in there. Um, oh, there were like 7 or 8 different modules. I wonder where that thing went. I had 2 or 3 handspring visors. Got the first one.
Well,
Um,
that's what this sort of looks like, right? It
Yeah,
looks like a palm, but it's
yeah.
not. It was very sad.
I don't know. I wasn't very impressed by the handspring after I had it. I got the first one for free when uh, Miami Systems bought like 25 dot matrix printers from CDW. They sent that thing along as a thank you.
The handspring wasn't horrible, I don't think. It wasn't a palm. Wasn't the handspring made by somebody who was outed at Palm?
It
Who
might have been, I don't know. It ran Palm OS,
Now, what time frame are we talking about? 2000?
um,
2005?
99
99? Okay.
that's better.
ish. Let me see.
Yeah, I thought the whole reason why handspring even came around was because the guy got fired from Palm and thought he could do things better. And then turned around and licensed the Palm OS.
I can replace it for 40 bucks. Um, Came out September 14th, 1999.
Okay.
Company formed in November of 98. Their first thing was the pilot, um, and the visor. And I got it when it was pretty new. Apparently, it was about $180 with 2 megs of RAM.
Okay. Was that replaceable?
The RAM? No,
Yeah.
no. And it had a weird connector on it, and you needed to use the stylus, and you needed to learn how to write in palm handwriting. And I don't have human readable handwriting. I wasn't about to learn
Yeah.
machine readable. That required that you make nice even curves and straight lines be straight. So I could never use the the jot language on it. Hmm.
So I
Oh yeah.
th
Handspring was founded by Jeff Hawkins, Donna Dubinsky, and Ed Culligan, who were all former employees of Palm, which had been founded by Hawkins. They left Palm after it was acquired by US Robotics and then 3Com, who refused to spin Palm out into a separate company.
okay. Yeah, I knew there was I or at least I kind of remember hearing that it handspring was Palm, but not Palm. Started by the same people. So the let's see, when did this come out? Um, the first Sony that I had was the PRS 505. I don't know when that came out.
Well, in that area, there's been a lot of water under the bridge, so to speak. Um, Certainly, the rapid growth of flash memory has had a huge impact.
Yeah.
And certainly, I mean, that was the sort of the genius of Steve Jobs, is that he figured out that you could take the flash memory and do a lot of things with it. I remember I was at Kaiser in the early 2000s, and it was a big milestone for me when the first 1 gig flash memory was available. It was in a thumb drive format, and it was I was amazed. What's
One
okay?
a 1 gig USB stick?
No, 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 no.
No.
It's even got a little write protect switch on it.
Cool.
Oh
32
wow!
megabytes.
32 meg.
I paid almost $100 for this thing.
Yep.
That's why I still have it, because I just can't throw out $100 worth of hardware.
Yeah. Yeah.
32 megs. I can't put any ISO on it I own.
I went to a trade show a few years ago, and they were handing out USB flash drives, and I was like, cool. And I got home, plugged it in, and of course it's loaded with promo stuff for that company. And it's got a little label on it for that company and everything. I'm like, okay, whatever, I can format this. It'll be good. It was a 16 meg flash drive.
It
The
contained enough room for their logo.
the smallest flash drive I have ever seen in my life. I've still got it somewhere. But yeah, somebody somewhere came across these and probably got them for a little bit of nothing and was able to load them up with their stuff and hand them out.
I've got a couple, I think they're 1 gig. They're from Mother Earth News, and they've got like Mother Earth News from 1978 when they started up to 2020 when I bought them on tiny little thumb drives. I was stupid. When I got them, they said, "Do you want the searchable one or that icky other one?" The icky other one had every issue as a PDF. I can index PDFs. I can't index whatever the thing I got was. I considered calling them to tell them they sent the wrong one, but whatever.
This isn't the one I ordered.
The only reason I found out was because when you bought it, you got a digital subscription for the next 4 years worth of magazines. And I realized I can download these as PDFs. I'll bet they were that on the thumb drive, on the other thumb drive.
It would make them much easier to search.
Yeah.
So, what is the largest flash drive you can buy these days? Is it 1 T or 2 Ts or what?
I know you can get half T. That's a shelf item at Micro Center.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't. A 1 terabyte super speed USB, $99 from Micro Center.
Where you can get a 10 pack of 32 gig USB 3.1, which is pretty decently sized. 10 pack for $37.
That's at Micro Center?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like the really big ones. I tend to go for 32 or 64, and I use them for Ventoy. That's enough for 15 or 20 ISOs. That's good enough.
I've got a couple of these 128s, and they're fine, but I only have them because they gave them to me.
Yep.
For free?
For free, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most
Yep.
most of the ones I've got are 32s.
Yeah. 32 is just a convenient size.
Now I did add it wasn't a USB stick, but Walmart had on their clearance shelf they had full-size SD cards, 128 gig for like $3, and I grabbed all of them that they had because it was $3, and that's plenty of storage, even if I do have to put up with a full-size SD card.
Yep.
It's a Walmart brand, the ONN, the ONN Walmart brand. They work fine. There's nothing wrong with them, and for $3.
Who do you
Are they
think who do you
are they
think
like a class 10 or what are they for speed?
Was it?
Unknown.
It's got a 10 with a circle around it, so
probably class 10?
it's probably a
So
class 10.
yeah, I'm always looking for the right SD card for a camera, and my Canon cameras take the normal size SD cards.
Yep. Believe it or not, I actually have a camera that takes the normal size SD card. I've got I've got a bunch of 4 gigs that I think are bad. I don't think these work anymore. I don't think the 4 gigs work anymore.
I was at the Dayton Hamvention several years ago, and this company was selling 64 gig SD cards for pretty cheap. I mean, like it was really cheap. Come to find out, they were all trash, and I think the company knew it. And it was like one of their main products that they were selling. And like, hey, get one of these and take it home, and we'll be gone tomorrow. Uh, yeah. Um, but they were like 4 gig cards that were reprogrammed to say they were 64K. So you could start loading some stuff on there and it would act like normal. But I think like as soon as you started going over a certain amount, you started getting massive memory failures because there was no memory there.
Yeah. Those fake cards from China.
And that's what these were. They were just all bad cards. I think I got 10 of them. Yeah, I got the tricks. So, but yeah, on Black Friday, maybe 8 years ago, Walmart had a whole bunch of SanDisk, the red and black name brand stuff for $5 for 16 gig
Mm-hmm.
and $10 for the 32 gig. And yeah, I think I bought like a whole sleeve, a box of them. I spent a bunch of money that day on those. I keep them in my safe, so they do really well. for the camera, you set up the camera and you get 400 pictures before you have to replace the SD card. But I just don't trust putting all the photos from a single event on one SD card. I feel like it goes bad and you're screwed. So yeah.
Nice.
That's cool.
That still works.
One of the first Linux boxes I made for somebody was a photographer, and his daughter was in high school sports, and he had a nice fancy camera. He wanted to basically stay out on the floor taking pictures of all the kids and have runners bring SD cards back. I had 3 different SD readers on a little Linux box, and it'd bring them out. It'd write it to the hard drive, erase it, and would send the card back. They'd keep them in rotation. And he was taking like 2 or 3 thousand pictures during a game, and then
Yep.
selling pictures to the parents of their kid making that jump shot and their their kid bowling over another kid or their kid crying in the corner or whatever. He
Yep.
actually was making money at it, so yeah, more power to him.
I can't imagine trying to go through that many photographs in a short period of time to say, here's your photograph to the parents. I mean, you're not going to let the parents go through and look at 3,000 photographs and say, oh, that's the one I want.
So it divided them up by when I put the card in the reader. So it was by time, and each reader was because they had 3 basketball courts. That was why I had 3 readers. And so you could say they were on court B and it was a few minutes after noon, and narrow it down quite a bit to where you were only looking through maybe 100 or so pictures.
Well, that's doable.
I had a friend that he had a super high speed Sony camera and a nice lens setup. He would go down to the motorcycle racetrack and like on amateur day, and all these guys would be out there with their bikes, trying to get the best times they could on the track. And as they come around the certain corner, they would hard brake, and a lot of them didn't even realize their back tires were just coming off the ground maybe an inch or two, and it made for a really great photo for that one amateur guy. And I mean, he would sit there and just take photos and take photos, and take photos. They'd send them off to his girlfriend, and she would be back in the pit areas like, hey, let me show you a picture of you coming around turn 3. And this guy's like, oh, yeah, I'll pay $45 for that and the print. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I had, let's see, I think it was one of my Sony cameras. It had a wireless SD card
Yep,
in
I've
it.
got that.
And those things are super cool. You take a picture and they upload right to your computer and you can just
Yeah.
edit right on the fly.
It's an iFi. Well, there's a SD card that it's called an iFi.
Yeah.
And the SD card itself will create the connection and send it out.
Yep.
There's another one. The iFi I think is an orange card. There's another one's a white card, and it's a programmable. So there's a bunch of neat stuff about that one. But the newer cameras that are out there now, the Canon 70D, that's mine, and all the like the 80D, 90D, all those are Wi-Fi, so you don't really even need memory, that much memory in them. But they're buffering through the onboard SD card because they don't want to try to Wi-Fi send the photos out immediately. They would put them on the SD card, and then as they have time, they'll start just chunking them out to your uh, connected computer, whether it's a server or if it's just your laptop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that SD card
Or your iPad.
that Wi-Fi card that I had, I think it only supported Weep. It was an
Uh,
old card. It
Mine, I could actually take photos. It would buffer it through the SD card, and then I could pull them all up on my iPad. So it would actually connect to the iPad as well.
yeah.
That was pretty cool. I remember I was taking photos, and like 12 seconds later, the photos would show up on the iPad. My wife was just going through the photos, and the kids were going through the photos. We were doing a basketball game or something like that. It was neat. It's fun to play with for the season.
Yep. So
I haven't played with that card in so long.
I had an old Sony Mavica,
Mavica, yeah. Yeah.
recorded everything to floppy disk.
Oh yeah.
you
It
know,
was
Little disc
great.
about this round.
And no, it was a 3.5-inch floppy.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
yep.
It was hilarious.
And
You'd
it
take a
took
picture.
I'm pretty
and
sure I still have one of those. And
Oh,
I have the nicer version that also burnt them to CD.
yep. I had one that did the CD. I had one that did the floppy. Those things took phenomenal pictures, even if they were
did they?
low res. Well, for the time.
The ones that took pictures for CD, yeah, I was surprised how well, I mean, how really good of a photo it took.
Yeah, it
Really surprised.
especially for the time.
Yeah.
The floppy really wasn't that bad. If you turned off the compression or whatever, it actually was all right, except you could only get like two pictures on the disc or something.
I remember taking a photo with the CD version camera. I was about 10 feet away from my father-in-law at a hospital, and you know, it saved it to the CD. I pulled up the picture later, and I could read what time it was on his watch.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was cool.
It a lot of it had to do with the lens because I'm
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
sure I'm pretty sure the one with the CD had a Carl Zeiss lens in it, which is one of the better lenses.
Hmm.
So I'm looking it up. It was a point 0.3 megapixel camera,
It was.
The
which I think
Mavica?
is,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the floppy drive was a point one.
which is 640 by 480. No, no, no. Mine
No.
was a point 0.3.
Okay. Okay.
The one for that was actually burning it to CD, that was a lot better than point 0.3.
So
That'd be
that's
crazy.
that's not a horrible price for that 64 gig stick. And it's got a USB-C connector on it.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of those. I'm real happy with them.
Vicente!
Well,
I
you,
Hey there.
I have
So,
Yeah, it looks like you're home.
what? Yeah, like you know.
all right. So
uh,
here's a question that is actually Mike's question, but I'll pose it anyway. How the heck do you get stuff off an iPad
with a
that
hammer.
that won't take an email address? Okay. There we go. I guess we're not doing it.
It depends on what it is. You can there's a software, it's called FTP Sprite,
Yeah.
and you can FTP stuff off of it.
Okay.
I hit gun something.
I'm pretty certain if you've got that hooked up via the Lightning or USB-C, whichever it is, you can hold a button while you power it on, and it shows up as a big flash drive too.
You don't
Okay.
even have to boot it. Like you just plug in the USB to Lightning, or it just. And then when you look at it on the PC, it just looks like a flash drive. It looks like an external drive. The same way my iPhone does, and we got like 7 iPads at the house.
My iPhone doesn't show up as a drive if I plug it into the PC.
No,
Nope. Not unless I start it while I'm holding down two buttons. And at
uh,
that point, it isn't running. It's just a drive. I can see absolutely everything on it. But just plug it in. Now it just charges. It'll let me see some things on it, but not everything.
so when I plug in my phone, all the iPhones I've ever owned, you plug it in through the USB cable. It takes about 2 minutes for it to recognize as a drive, but it only gives me access to um, the photos that I've taken, like the photo directory.
Mhm.
It does not give me access to like internal data storage or hell anything else. It just gives me access to the photo directory.
Okay.
Well,
What?
I wanted all those 3D scans that we did.
Oh, okay.
We did a bunch of 3D scans last week, and I wanted them just to put in history kind of deal.
And my experience with this iPad, expletive exempted.
Yeah.
So,
I have this little converter from regular USB
USB.
to the other. Now, if I use a regular USB, will that be acceptable? Otherwise, I'll have to dig around.
I think so.
Wait,
Um, Hold on. Let me see if I can find that.
is that a 8-pin lightning?
Now, when you say
USB-C.
Is it USB-C or is it a 8-pin
That
lightning for your iPad?
Looks like USB-C.
it's a
yeah.
USB, I have the cabling for for iPhones and stuff, but we don't have any, so they're
Turn it sideways.
down in
Turn it
the
sideways.
okay.
Yeah. Some of those adapters that are from USB-A to USB-C, they're just for doing power.
That's
And
what I was concerned about.
and it's the cheaper ones that are just for doing power. The better ones are for doing data and power.
I have this one.
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, I need a few more adapter thingy-mabobs.
Uh, Over by Bridgewater Falls, there's a Verizon store that we went to get all of our new phones, and like right across the street in the Bridgewater complex, there's a store called Five and Below,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they sell the adapters, obviously pretty cheap,
Very
and
cheap, yeah.
they work fine for me. So you guys were talking about USB flash drives earlier. Um, what we use the flash drives for, we'll get a 4 gig or an 8 gig, it just depends on the price. And we put all the laser tutorials on them and software and other stuff. And we give them to our customers. I'm down to my last few flash drives. Where would you recommend getting more? I mean, well, you said 10 of them for $30.
Hmm.
Those are 32 gig. We don't need anything that huge, but getting um, 8 gig or 16 that is compatible to USB A or compatible to USB C, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, those are.
Micro Center? No,
Yep.
too expensive.
Okay, I can see it. You are correct. I will download the files if I can and send them to you, Leroy.
Cool.
Now,
And if you can't, then
well,
we'll
I looked at these the other day. Pardon me for interrupting whoever was talking. My apologies. I looked at these the other day, and I think what we ended up doing was taking like 500 photographs.
wonderful.
So
It might take several emails then. So,
I'm thinking that that's a cloud storage link.
Or a USB-C thumb drive.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
seriously, you should be able to plug a thumb drive into it and just drag
I
and drop.
I attempted to do that with a flash drive and this adapter, and all I got was an unreadable USB flash drive. I couldn't read it with the iPad, and I couldn't read it with the desktop. So that's the reason I didn't proceed any further on it.
Hmm.
Okay, I will attempt to continue with this.
Thank you, sir. I'm sure you'll figure it out.
I will figure out that I hate this damn thing even more.
Yeah, but it does cool things like 3D scanning.
Yes, yes. That's the only thing that I found that I really like.
The only reason to keep it. Yeah. I am not a big fan of Apple stuff. I know Ray is. Ray likes Apple stuff.
No, no, no. I like my cell phone. That's it. And I probably wouldn't even care if it was something else. The only reason I like it to be Apple is because I have to be the tech support for my wife and my kids. So therefore, I need to be able to understand how to use my phone, and I have to fix their stupid phones. Otherwise, I'm sure I would be an Android guy. I really think so.
Yeah. Linux on your phone. So, so some people in this group know that I went to an auction or I bought some stuff online and went and picked it up Saturday.
Sweet,
Jesus.
but it's upside down. You bought the wrong one.
I bought the wrong one. This is probably the best one out of the group. I
How many did
ended
you buy
well, I ended up with 3 laptops for $35.
total?
Yeah.
All
Um,
right.
they were in a box marked miscellaneous electronics.
Okay.
And I had bypassed them like 3 times. I had overlooked this box like 3 times. And then I finally just clicked on it and went,
Let me see.
that looks like an Acer, an Asus gaming laptop. And that's exactly
Nice.
what it is. It's a gaming laptop. And it's the only one that came with the power supply. And
Ooh,
it
shiny.
and the battery holds a fantastic charge. I don't think there's anything at all wrong with this thing.
What's the specs? Tell us.
So it is an older one. It's a Ryzen 5. Um, shows up as 8 cores, 16 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte SSD.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a heck of a machine.
What's the processor speed?
It's a Ryzen 5.
Run Inksy-F on it.
So that's a processor. What's the speed? Like the uh 2.4 gigahertz?
Ryzen's tend to run a little quicker.
Okay, what do you want me to run?
Inksy, INXI dash capital F, as in Frank.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, the base speed for all of the Ryzen 5s is 3 plus gigahertz. Some of them go up to 4, but they're all 3.1, 3.0, 3.5.
Got a
That surprises me that it
NVIDIA
isn't
card.
AMD.
Yeah, that kind of surprised me too, but it even says NVIDIA right on the stupid information page.
So have you got the NVIDIA driver loaded?
I think I let it do the generic driver because
Okay.
I've always had problems with.
It it should pretty gracefully load, but your battery life is going to go down.
Okay.
Just just saying.
I don't actually see a speed.
Should be up near the top.
Yeah.
Um, on mine,
Oh, it's given it. Oh, okay.
it's under the CPU section, and it'll give you 8 different speeds, one for each core.
Okay. Well, it's probably not throttling or anything right now. They're all pretty much 1.4, 2.3. So the average is 1.5.
Hmm,
Um,
that's curious. I'm wondering if there's some switch in there that you can flip in software, because that's slower than the Ryzen 5 is is defaulted to. Maybe there's a Ryzen 5 mobile or something. Never saw that.
let's see. It's a Ryzen 5 3550. And its base clock speed is 2.1 with boost of 3.7. So it's probably sitting right around where it should.
Yeah, sweet.
I know it's an older laptop, but
You
this
said it's a 3550?
3550H, and that was 2019. So
Yeah.
with its base frequency of 2.1.
35 watt total dissipation. And the 3500s were 15 watts. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Vega 8, 4 cores, 2 threads per core.
Yeah. Oh, it's a heck of a machine. It really is. And it is pretty zippy for, and I loaded some software on it that I can change the key colors and do all kinds of funky stuff. But there's probably some software for controlling the speed of it too. I just haven't explored it.
Well,
But
I haven't heard the sirens yet.
sirens?
Yeah, the cops are going to come arrest you for theft.
Yeah. So all three of these laptops. So there was this one. This one was, of course, the one that I saw that I went, oh yeah, that's the one I want. That's the one I need to bid on. But there's this little Dell. It's an i7. It's a quad core with two cores, two threads per core, 8th gen, 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gig hard drive. Battery takes a charge. That's the one that I was asking you about, Steve, that um you said to try the USB power, the USB-C power. Charged right up. No
Nice.
problem. And it's still holding a charge.
Does it work?
Yeah. Yeah. It's got Linux on it. Because why wouldn't it?
What
Backlit
version?
keyboard?
No, this one, does this one have the backlit keyboard? I don't think this one does.
Function F7, I think, enables and disables that if it is.
Okay.
The icon on the key.
F10. And it does have a
Okay.
backlit keyboard. It was just
So
turned off.
that's about a $200 laptop on eBay right now.
Yep. So that's the second best one out of the deal. Actually, this seems like it's a little bit faster than the Ryzen, but just a hair faster.
Not when you get into graphics stuff.
Oh, I believe that. The worst one of the group is the biggest one of the group. This chunky monkey is an HP.
I'll take that one.
i5 came from the factory with 12 gigs of RAM in it.
Yep, I want that one.
with the numeric keypad.
Well, it does have a numeric keypad. This thing is just it's
Yep.
not quite as hefty as the one I got from you, Vicente, for the club. But this thing is a chunk.
Okay.
And a weird 12 gigs of RAM. And I think 256. I think it's got a spinning hard drive in it. It's slow.
Stop hating on it. Stop complaining. Just bring it over to me.
Well, it's not worth anything, but I'll take it off your hands.
Yeah.
Hey, if he's just gonna stand there and hate on it, oh, this thing's chunky. This thing's a monster. It's crap. Yeah, Ray will take that one. I like
Yeah.
those. I
I
have a
can donate
collection.
a drive.
I got drives. Well, hey, if you're gonna donate, I'll take that one too. Uh, I want to get one of those that has like a NVMe connector, just
Yeah.
to really get it going fast.
It might have both.
Now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leroy, did you say you need a charger for that or power cord?
So I actually ended up finding a universal that worked on it, but it's too small for it.
Hey,
Um,
don't worry, I got one. Stop hating. I got chargers for that one.
no, actually, you don't, Ray.
I do. I got a whole box of them. I had my intern go through all of our chargers, so I got all of our chargers now organized and separated, and
What
yep,
one of the universals that I got from you,
yeah.
it doesn't have the right tip.
Well, I actually have original HP chargers for that one. That model right there, I use quite often. I like those.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I've got a number of HP power cords and power supplies. What does that one take, or
It,
what is
it
the model number?
it's got the little 4.5 millimeter tip on it.
Is the blue tip or the
I think it's a blue tip, yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I looked it up.
Yeah,
The
I'm pretty sure I got it. I'm sure I got it.
I know the one that I had, the universal that I had that uh it worked with it, but the universal power supply is actually too small. It took forever for it to charge to get to the point of wanting to actually come on. So,
So I used to carry one exactly like that around with me all over the country, doing laser service. And I had it in my backpack and I slung the backpack onto my shoulder and the zipper was halfway down
ooh,
and the laptop went flying across the room and landed on the corner and on the tile in the kitchenette the hotel where I was at. So now that particular laptop is sitting on my desk at work. Um, Everything ready for a new body and frame and stuff. That's why I'm
Okay.
like, yeah, I see that one. I want that one. Since you're hating on it, I'll make you a fair trade. I hear there's a 3D printer you're interested in.
I don't need another project, Ray.
It's a beautiful Delta, though.
It is a Delta.
uh,
When you get your rolls of filament in,
yes, sir.
we probably could make a trade.
I had already planned to offer whatever this club wanted to purchase. I'm getting it's dual color silk, and some gold silk, silver silk, copper, bronze, um, TPU black, and PLA black. Just some other mainly silk, multicolor stuff.
Yeah,
But you're trying to go for the pretty stuff this time.
I am. You showed some pastel colors and some of the two color stuff.
He couldn't find any of the pastels. And I was
Really?
like, "Are you kidding? You just can't find
Ah,
pastels." Like this is what I want, and I told him again, "Hey, just try, and whatever you can't do, then just just fill up the rest of the empty space in the crates and just I'll take what we get, I guess. So all that has been ordered, and it's gonna be like Christmas, I guess.
You're not gonna know what you're getting, are
We'll
you?
open up, and that's what we get.
It's the puppy.
Hey, Ray, did you have very much trouble rehabilitating that Staples scanner and printer, or was it just normal?
Okay, I sent you a picture that I got it up and running, right?
Yes, you did. And thank you very much. I appreciate the picture. You didn't elaborate though as to how much work it was. I didn't know whether it was plugging it in and turning it on or whether it required more work.
Oh, it was way more work than that. Oh, so much more work. Um, so if anybody else doesn't know what's going on, Mike was kind enough to coordinate between a couple different stores and his family members and stuff, and I was able to get a uh, wide format color printer. It's a T3500 professional series postscript printer, and it prints onto either large sheets or from a paper roll. And I put a 500-foot roll on there. It's 36 inches wide, and I have I probably have another dozen rolls of paper that'll fit in there. But I tried to turn it on, failure. This failure, that failure, all kinds of stuff, and it was missing half of the ink cartridges that belonged into it. It was missing the black, photo black, gray, and then for the remaining cartridges that were in there, they were reading as 5%, 5%, and 30%. So I went through a whole bunch of processes of reseating the existing cartridges, and then it snagged some paper and dislodged the print head. And so I reseated the print head, and it says, "Oh, it's not a name brand HP print head, and you have to reinsert and recalibrate." And I went through that printer for like 6 hours, just doing this and that and trying to figure out what was going on. It cost me $420 for 6 new ink cartridges, and I did not have to get a new print head. But after I got everything calibrated, I did have to reset the BIOS password and all the access passwords in order to configure IP address and some other parameters and to get access through the web interface. But now it's all been configured, and I leave it on, and it is ready to print. And I can print C size and D size engineering prints. I printed some photo practice sample pages, and it turned out really nice. Um, Maybe a little bit more expensive to get it running than I was expecting, but overall, that printer is worth way more than the $420 I invested in it. So
Can make paper tracks for roads.
easily.
What's the IP address?
41.
41. Okay.
The answer for everything is 42.
42.
Yeah.
That is the correct answer.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In all honesty, I think the IP address is actually 141. 192.168.1.141.
Ah.
But it is a neat interface. It does use the it's like a universal printer driver. But it when you do a search for the printer, it finds it on the network. It identifies what printer driver it needs, and I don't know if it's pulling the printer driver out of the printer or if it's getting it off the internet. But I did not have to go searching for a printer driver, so it's pretty cool. I printed stuff out of Corel and out of AutoCAD so far, and Corel did really good. AutoCAD took a little bit of work to get it to print right. I think I'm still printing everything upside down, but I don't care as long as it's yeah. I just rotated 180 degrees, but aside from that, I don't care. It still comes out on the right size paper. So
Well, I'm really, really glad that worked out for you.
yeah. Well, it's more of a worked out for us because this printer is going to be at the journal building soon-ish. Um, the journal building has a new roof on it, and we're actually doing a deck here soon for the journal building. So there's going to be a patio deck on the second floor roof. And let's see what else is going on. As soon as we identify everything is dry and not getting any more wet at all, I'm going to start moving my computers and non-laser stuff over to the journal building from Rabbit Building. So
Let me know when you're available to receive stuff that's not going to get wet, because I've got your lathe and that radial arm saw.
yeah, I am pretty sure that it's dry. They were working Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday this week to redo a small area. And it's not that it was leaking, it's that it had not the right angle pitch to get the water to run off into the drain. So they reworked that and everything seems to be good. So they're going to add a deck on top of the roof, on top of the new roofing section, and I'm excited about that, but maybe scared of the bill. So, but it's coming along. I've got an electrician that's over there working 3 days a week to redo electrical, and we've been talking with the city about getting occupancy permits, and we're going to start advertising for companies to go in there somewhat soon. So we got some flooring to do. I think got a lot of work that we can do inside during this winter. So I'm hoping April, May to be fully up and running. That would be great, but you never know.
Cool.
I'm off. Was I choppy or did you guys get all that?
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey,
I
I can only read the top lines on your t-shirt. You can't scare me, but I don't know why I can't scare you.
Because I have 3 daughters.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
I picked up a printer from a live auction last week. Little Canon D570, all-in-one scanner, laser machine, Wi-Fi, but it doesn't have the duplexer. It said it had a duplexer and somebody stole the duplexer, I guess. But it interesting printer. I put it on got it on the network, and drivers were easy. It wouldn't scan correctly, and I downloaded a firmware right over the internet. I just hit a button and it said, "Yep, there's a firmware. Do you want to update?" And I said, "Sure."
Hazard
And
reported ahead on I-65 south and 600 feet. You're still on the fastest route.
What was that?
That was Ray driving
I'm so
around.
sorry.
Your destination is at 600 feet on the left.
And you're still
Uh,
on the fastest route.
yeah. Yeah, somebody telling me that there's some massive traffic in front of me. I can see that. No, I was going to say that I've got several printers that we are going to be putting available for anybody. Everybody can have them. Some Design Jet and some.
For adoption.
Yeah, sure. You can have them. Have fun taking them apart. Have fun trashing them. Whatever you're going to do with them, I don't care.
Design jets, huh?
Well, there's two Design Jets and um, probably three or four laser printers and some others. There's a copy station, Xerox copy stations. But yeah, they need to find a new home. I'm tired of holding stuff. I've got so much crap. I gotta get rid of it. Need to minimize.
That's what Patty's told me. I bought this big ass printer. What are you gonna do with that? I don't know. It works.
We'll get you a space over at the journal building so you can put your stuff in the office,
Yeah.
and you can put your 3D printers and your copy machines and whatever else there. And
Just
you
build robots at the journal building.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, I kid. Yeah,
Patty
I'm gonna
Patty
I'm
would
gonna
be
give a room to the ham radio club so that they can put the radios over there, maybe a repeater, maybe a tower, stuff like that.
Dial?
Um, Probably gonna be Dara.
Oh, okay.
My dad's a member at Dara, and I donate money to them from time to time. I think it's called a membership, but I just give money and I don't go there. So.
Yes, that's called a membership, I'm sure. I
I'm
wonder.
trying to. Okay.
Yeah.
I was working in to make an Apple One replica using a black pill, the Arduino black pill. This is how it's go. Can you see it?
Neat.
Is that a picture of you there?
No, Steve. Steve
It looks like
Wozniak.
Steve Jobs. Oh,
Wozniak.
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 Yeah.
I don't know this thing. Everything is running in the black pill.
That is so cool.
I made this PCB with a connector, and this is to place another stuff here, another microcontroller. So it's another idea, but this black pill alone will do everything, just the video, and we'll have the PS2 connector here, these pins here.
And that's for the Apple One.
Apple One, yeah.
Yeah. Neat.
How to show this. Another thing I was doing was, let me share the screen. You see the screen?
No.
There's
something.
Okay, I revive a Windows 98 machine to use the parallel port to use this programmer. I'm working with the Intel microcontroller, the 8748. And this is my first test. This is the eraser. And here I am programming a file. 1K is the maximum, and it works perfectly. So that's it. It's Windows 98. This was yesterday, and I bought a new mouse, PS2 mouse for that in Amazon, and everything is working. That's it. Another thing I did was here is here we can see a better display, a better picture. I also did the inverted characters in the font, but Apple One doesn't use them, but I have them anyway. Did you see my screen? No.
Yes.
I'm sharing it. I don't know.
Yep. Yeah, you're sharing.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 How I stop sharing? I don't have any.
There's a red X
me-
up near the top.
Oh, here is outside
Yeah.
the image there. Okay. Now it's free. There's another experiment I did yesterday. Let me show this. This is from Pololu. You know, Pololu has a star library that this is a micro Arduino micro with the I don't remember the U32 microcontroller, and it can control a robot with all the pins. You use a Raspberry Pi using I2C just to move motors and reading coders, control lights, red sensors or whatever. But you do a Python program here in the Raspberry Pi, and there's an Arduino sketch performing like I2C slave to control the robot. I did this last year, but I was moving stuff today, and I made a try again of this stuff. It's not too much experiments. This is an I2S amplifier to produce sound using the ESP32. I had too much stuff. I bought some of this from Amazon. They are cheap to play with the OLED display. And that's it. a lot of random stuff this week.
I was.
Yeah. I also tried this display from N5 Stack. This is an OLED with the. This is the what's the name of this
Atom.
little guy? Atom, yeah.
Atom light.
Yeah. Atom light. You know, you are an expert in this. Okay. And this is just no way to stop sharing, but there is no
It's
buttons here.
it's outside the screen again, somewhere.
Somewhere, but I don't see it.
Um,
So we are stuck here. You can stop sharing, right? For me,
can I?
I don't see the button anywhere. Ah, here. I saw it for a moment, but
I made it go away.
okay.
I did some reading about the ultra wideband and why it's 30 centimeters off.
Mhm.
Um, but I'm not using a library. That it says that there's a calibration that needs to be done.
Okay.
Um, and the calibration happens with the library, and I'm not using a library, so I'm not real sure what's what I need to do, but I've been investigating it a bit more because it
Yeah.
the thing that I read said even after you calibrate it, it may still drift a bit because of atmospheric and whatever, but it shouldn't drift more than, you know,
Yeah.
a few
Yeah.
millimeters.
Your experiment was way off of specification, right?
Yeah, it was way out.
Way off.
So I'm still trying to figure out why it was way off, but
Mhm.
apparently there's some sort of calibration thing that it needs to do. So I don't know if M5 did something weird or if I'm just not using the right library or the right sketch to make it work the way it should. So
I saw some videos about it, and it looks like, but they don't specify how precise it is. But you see that doesn't change too much the value.
yeah. Well,
But
that's what I've read is it's going to change a little bit, but it shouldn't be like as much
yeah,
as far off as what I was getting. It should be a lot closer. Like, but I don't know.
and the maximum range is how much?
I don't know. Off the top of my head, I don't know.
But it's that's 30 feet or so. 30.
Yeah, let's see if I can find it. All I know is those devices weren't cheap, and for them to be as far off as they are just is wrong. M5 says its accuracy should be 10 centimeters, which it's not.
No.
But I don't see anything that actually says what its maximum is. What are you doing? There it goes. Right here. 10 centimeters. Schematics. I don't know. I don't see anything that says
The range.
the range.
You search for range or distance or road. Use weight 10 centimeters. They don't say the range. Yes.
It doesn't say.
What? It's not good.
To calibrate the antenna, range is measured at a known distance.
And
Well, yeah.
so, what's the range? Well, you have to.
Which is exactly what I was trying to do. Of course, our known range was still probably going to be off a bit, but frequency range, power range, voltage range, temperature range. I don't see anything that
Distance.
let's try distance. To calibrate known distance, yes, we know. Yes, we know. A distance between two. It doesn't say. I have no
Wow.
idea.
How's
Maybe it's
possible?
line of sight.
It's what was it? 5 and 6 gigahertz. So yeah, that would be a line of sight communication, but
Indoor thing.
it's kind of frustrating though because I think M5 has stuck a microcontroller in there, and you're talking to the microcontroller, which is talking to it. So I think that there's another step that M5 has added to the process. I don't think we're talking directly to the.
But not everything is full quality. You know, they make a nice packages, but sometimes they don't have enough documentation of
Yes.
what they sell.
Oh, there's yes. There's absolutely no doubt that they did not document this real well. That's actually been my biggest problem with M5 is they used to document real well, and the past 3 or 4 years their documentation has just gotten horrible.
I don't know why. Yeah.
But I'm also not buying as much from them anymore. So
There is another thing I bought from Amazon. Let me show you. Do you recognize this?
we don't see nothing.
Share.
There you go.
It's
Oh,
a thermal camera. I will use it to find cold spots in winter to add some tape or something to the windows where the air is coming cold. That's my idea. This thing cost like 90 something bucks. No, this was in uh, AliExpress, but they deliver from USA in 3 days. AliExpress. They have a lot of stuff in USA. So this one is cheap and they send it very quickly. And it works. It works very nice. I spent a little bit trying to change from Chinese to English because the menu was in Chinese. The menu to change language was in Chinese. So I I couldn't figure out what line to push or something, but finally I find out, and now it's in English. And you can change the colors, the pattern of colors, and it's very nice. I like it.
And you can find your dog when you need to.
Yeah, with the lights off by
With the
night.
lights off. Yeah.
If you want to go to the bathroom, you use this to avoid the dog.
Wow. Well, it's almost 7.
Real
Real quick, check your email.
Bunch of files.
Okay, can you
Right.
open up any of them? Because none of them would open on the desktop.
Let's see.
They're
Well,
probably those HEIM format or something.
yeah, they're a weird format. Yes, I'm able to open the MOV files, but probably the ones that I actually wanted, I'm not going to be able to.
Okay.
Let me see. I'll see if I can.
Well,
Can I
there's
down?
there's no reason not to share that link with everybody. I'll leave it up there until you tell me to take it down.
What's the extension on the ones you can't open?
HEIC, and they look like images. I'm going to see if I can download them. I can't find a way to actually download it.
You should be able to. I didn't restrict them in any way.
There's a HEIF utility that should be able to open them, and they'll show up as thumbnails and everything then. HEIF-GDK-PixBuff.
I think I don't know what happened. Weird. Okay. Well, I sort of can do this. I'll see if I can download all these and get them all ready there. That was weird. It took forever to pop up the download dialog box. Anyway, so what is it? The whole thing is the link. I'll put the whole link in the chat, which it's a big, long, huge.
Steve, you asked about the file extension. 2 of them are HEIC, 2 of them are MOV, and 1 of them is MP4.
Yeah, the .m stuff is pretty easy. The HEIC, I, I sent a link for Debian and Ubuntu stuff that'll read it.
Okay. Yeah, the download dialog boxes are taking forever to pop up. Just weird.
Well, it took about 10 minutes to upload those. Didn't take any time at all to transfer from the iPad to the desktop, but to go up to the cloud was quite some time. And thank you very much, Steve. I appreciate you giving me the information on how to link up with that.
You have the MP4.
Installing the software right now. Let's see if I can open it.
Ah, I see Mickey.
This is opened by in OneDrive, right? This MP4.
Yeah.
But the other, the others, mob. This is Apple Video, MOB.
Okay, when I tried to open it earlier, it said the codecs that it was encoded with didn't exist.
IEI. What? It's nothing.
Yeah. I'm not getting any real picture with the HEICs.
Um, I'll poke around because it works on my machine, but I've got a lot of different image conversion stuff. I'll see what libraries it's using. I'll let you know.
So there's a dark in a thing. I don't know what the thing is, but it ain't working.
This is what I see.
Yeah.
Well, I need to do something, just give me an email and I will do it at this end.
Okay. Well, I don't know if it's. I don't know. I don't know what we're trying to do something we're probably not supposed to be doing. So there's no meeting.
Oh, how's that any different than normal?
Right, exactly. There's no meeting next week because Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yay.
And
Well, not yay, but
yeah,
Thanksgiving's nice.
something like that.
So, just a brief story. 30 years ago, I was sailing on Lake Erie, and there's nothing but chop. We're in the transition between the deep end and the shallow end, and the mainsail halyard breaks, and the mainsail comes down. And I'm standing there trying to jury rig the mainsail back up so that we can sail away. Because I'm looking at where we're going with just the jib, and it's going to be like midnight by the time we get to land. So I turn around to the guy that's sailing with me and I say, "Can you give me a hand with this?" And he stands up, turns green, his knees bend backwards. And I said, just sit down, sit down. Don't. And he says, "Is there anything I can do to help you? Would you like a turkey sandwich?" So when you talk about Thanksgiving and turkey sandwiches, my throat closes up like it did 30 years ago.
This is my backyard.
What? What?
They are around, walking around in groups. I don't know.
So you have plenty of food to eat.
Yeah, but I already ordered it in Kroger.
Probably safer that way.
Yeah.
So
Thank you. Talk to you later.
yeah, we're going to call it a thing because it's dinner time.
Okay, 2 weeks.
Good night.
Okay.
We'll see you guys in person on the 4th, I think. I think it's the 4th. Anyway, we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.